Good evening, everyone. Meteorologist Carmelo Lattuca in the 1011 now streaming studio. I'm about to say the Severe Weather Center, but we could be talking about some severe weather later on this evening and into the overnight hours, and we have a weather alert day on Monday for that reason as well. Scattered severe thunderstorms are possible in the capital city with a greater risk off to the north and west. But let's start off with our Lincoln Weather Almanac. We are expecting high temperatures over the next couple of days to really range in variety, but today we saw a high of 92 degrees. That was 7 degrees above average. Low temperature today, 68 degrees. That was 6 degrees above average. Precipitation-wise, we're going to take a little bit closer to look now at the precipitation almanac. We've seen 1.21 inches for the month. We should be at 2.35 inches. So the difference basically almost cut in half of what we should be normally seeing in the month of June, at least up to this point. But for the year, that deficit just continues to grow, almost at 6 inches below normal for precipitation. We've seen 7.33 inches. We should have been over 13 inches at this point into the year. But low temperature-wise, we were in the 50s and 60s and even the 70s across the state this morning. 68 in Lincoln, 70 in Norfolk, 71 degrees in Omaha, 54 in Alliance, down to 51 degrees in Sydney. But currently out there right now, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. We have a little bit more cloud cover out there towards O'Neill and especially out towards North Platte. We're going to be talking about the chances for severe weather in just a few minutes or so. But the Lincoln current's still 90 degrees at the studio, 91 degrees out at the airport, and we are seeing a feel like temperature of 93 degrees. Winds out of the southwest at 6 miles per hour. With that dew point quite humid out there still, right around 65 degrees. It's pretty much where we've been all weekend, but temperature is currently right around town now in the upper 80s to low 90s, still 90 degrees across a multitude of locations, but overall still very warm at this hour, 7:04 p.m. Upper 80s to low 90s across the state at this time. It's still 90 in Tacoma, 89 degrees in Wayne, 87 in O'Neill, 79 degrees out in Valentine. That's our cool spot, but still, once again, above 90 degrees here in the capital city. And dew points range anywhere from 38 degrees in Scottsbluff up to 71 degrees in Shattern, so quite the difference in our humidity levels there. But for the most part, we are in the 50s and 60s, a little muggy outside right now. It will continue to be muggy over the next week overall. Feel like temperatures slightly warmer than our actual temperatures in the upper 80s to mid 90s. Now winds a little bit breezier compared to yesterday out of the south and southwest at right around 5, 10, 15 miles per hour. In terms of our wind gusts, those are in southwestern Nebraska at this time, 32 in Imperial, 28 in Sydney, up to 52 miles per hour though out in Scottsbluff. And that's where we're seeing some scattered showers and thunderstorms, multiple severe thunderstorm warnings out into the Panhandle at this time. Did have a severe thunderstorm warning out into Cherry County. We'll take a little bit of a closer look here now. We're going to zoom into the Panhandle. Let's see here. So it looks like we have a new warning that's impacting the Potter and Sydney areas. Let's see if we can get some information on that severe thunderstorm warning. Looks like golf ball sized hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Those are radar indicated at this time. The severe thunderstorm warning off just to the north of that, though. That would be a little bit closer to the Bridgeport area. That is for 60 mile per hour wind gusts and $half sized hail. And then far western Nebraska, the westernmost severe thunderstorm warning into the Panhandle, 60 mile per hour wind gusts and $half sized hail as well. We're going to zoom back out here, though, and we can see those are where the severe thunderstorm warnings are located at this time. We also have thunderstorms east of I-29, east of the Missouri River Valley, but no severe warnings there. It is possible we could see a thunderstorm very isolated in nature come west of that area into far eastern Nebraska, but overall not expecting too much activity out of that. Those thunderstorm warnings could turn severe, but really watching out for western Nebraska. That is the main concern out there this evening. As we take a look at the regional picture, we have severe thunderstorm warnings from New Mexico up towards Colorado, the Panhandle of Nebraska, northeastern Wyoming, into central and southern Montana, and taking a little bit even of a bigger picture as we push out across the state. Across the country. Eastern New Mexico, severe thunderstorm warnings. We have severe thunderstorm warnings off into the Carolinas. Certainly a lot of showers and thunderstorms off to the deep south and certainly off to our east. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch, though, in western Nebraska as well as into the Panhandle and far southwestern locations. That will run until midnight tonight. Not out of the question that watch gets extended or even pushed a little bit further to the east. But now it's time to talk about our weather headlines. Severe storms possible tonight through the day on Tuesday. Weather alert day on Monday. We're going to break down that weather alert day in the next graphic. And this week, mainly hot overall, but a couple cool days here and there, and that will come Tuesday and Wednesday in the form of upper 70s to low 80s. But for our weather alert day, scattered severe thunderstorms are possible on Monday. Slight risk in Lincoln with an enhanced risk to our northwest. In terms of the severe weather threats, damaging winds are the main concern overall. Large hail also a possibility out to the north and west, but certainly damaging wind gusts are the main threat with this system out there tomorrow. And isolated tornadoes also possible with initial storms. That would be in far northern and far western Nebraska as well. Now, timing it all out, storms could fire up as early as the late afternoon, but more likely for the evening and overnight hours, certainly comparable to what we have seen in recent days. Now, playing out the regional graph for tonight, by 8 p.m., we're talking about thunderstorms continuing off into the west. Those could combine to form a larger line of storms closer to 10 p.m. in far northern and northwestern Nebraska, and it does look like there is at least a possibility that these storms could be dying down by the time we get to 1 a.m. Still possible, though, that these storms could be ongoing into the overnight hours, but we'll have to see what happens with the evolution of these storms, certainly weakening as we go into the overnight period. Then we could see some thunderstorms fire up early tomorrow morning in northeastern Nebraska, dying down before they get to Lincoln. Not expecting severe weather, at least very marginal severe weather with those storms, but then late tomorrow afternoon into the evening, still quiet by 4 p.m., but we're starting to see things bubble up in central Nebraska and then really blowing up across the area between 4 and 8 p.m. Now, this isn't going to match what our Storm Prediction Center outlook has, but I do want to remind everyone in western, central, and eastern Nebraska, make sure to stay weather aware. It doesn't matter what this model has or what the outlook has. Severe weather is possible across the state tomorrow, but keep in mind, central and eastern Nebraska could see those storms in the evening and overnight hours, potentially continuing into right around 3, 4 a.m., with another round developing off into the west, and then continuing into early Tuesday morning in southern Nebraska by 7 a.m., before we're quiet for most of the day on Tuesday, with another round of severe weather possible Tuesday afternoon and evening in western, central, and eastern Nebraska. So we do have to contend with severe weather for at least the next 48 hours. At least the next 48 to 72 hours for that matter. But the severe weather outlook on Sunday, marginal risk for severe weather in northeastern Nebraska, slight risk for severe weather off into central and especially western Nebraska. The greatest risk overall, though, Montana, northeastern Wyoming, northwestern South Dakota, and southwestern North Dakota. And then as we go into the day on Monday, we now have an enhanced risk of severe weather for western and central Nebraska, still a ways away from the capital city area, but we could see damaging winds move a little bit further to the east as we go into the day on Monday. But this is the first time we've seen that enhanced outlook. That could certainly push closer to our area as we go into the day on Monday, and then we have another enhanced risk off to our north and northeast of the state into Minnesota and eastern South Dakota. On Tuesday, really seeing really big changes for our Tuesday severe weather outlook. Earlier this week, or at least over the last couple of days, this was in northern Nebraska, that slight risk. This is now shifted into far southeastern Nebraska. This doesn't even include us in Lincoln anymore. So initial thoughts were that we would have that weather alert day on Tuesday, but we have that weather alert day out there tomorrow for scattered severe thunderstorms. Greatest risk, though, on Tuesday, south of the state. Now, can't completely rule out some flash flooding out there today, especially in northeastern Nebraska for tonight and into the overnight hours. On Monday, that risk does drop down to a marginal across eastern Nebraska. It's by Tuesday, though. We'll have to watch out for that slight risk for isolated to scattered instances of flash flooding across central and eastern Nebraska, as our graphic here takes a second or so to load. But we are expecting at least a possibility of some flash flooding in central and eastern Nebraska. Not sure if our graphic is going to load here. We're going to give it another minute or so, but heavy rain certainly becoming a possibility once again Monday night into the day on Tuesday night, and into the early morning hours on Wednesday. How much precipitation could we see out of this, though? This graphic will pop up in here in just a moment, but the next 3 days, I think it's possible that we could see half of an inch, maybe up to an inch and a half, close to 2 inches of rain in some spots across the state. Now, this would be especially central, northern, and eastern Nebraska. Graphics is really struggling to pop up here, this precipitation potential, but I do want to remind everyone that rain is certainly, there we are. Now see, we have some isolated pockets of purple, that's especially in northern, northwestern, and northeastern Nebraska, but certainly a lot of blue across the state, so that would mean close to an inch of rain overall, so certainly could look forward to hopefully that amount of rain, certainly help our deficit for the month, but we have a long ways to go for the year. Now, precipitation potential over the next 7 days, very little change. I think by the time we get to Wednesday afternoon and evening, we are going to be pretty much quiet until at least next Sunday or Monday. Certainly some dry days are ahead of us and some hot days, and we'll talk more about that in just a moment. But our Skycast, looking at the statewide model, 8 p.m., isolated to scattered, possibly numerous severe thunderstorms out to the west, and then we'll see those storms combine a little bit more, potentially continue into the overnight hours, but it is possible we'll be quiet starting as early as midnight. Then we'll watch out for an early round tomorrow morning in northeastern Nebraska. More likely, though, we're watching for that round of severe thunderstorms in western, central, and eastern Nebraska tomorrow evening into the overnight hours and potentially into early Tuesday morning. And then another round Tuesday morning, or excuse me, not Tuesday morning, quiet Tuesday morning and early afternoon, but another round Tuesday late afternoon and into the evening hours, especially off into the west. Now, our low temperatures as we get into the day on Monday, so tomorrow morning, 50s out in western Nebraska. We're talking upper 60s to low 70s in central and eastern locations. Certainly a hot day out there tomorrow. This could be the hottest day so far this year. 95 degrees in Lincoln, upper 80s to the west. But those cooler temperatures will be finally arriving on Tuesday into the afternoon. Tuesday morning, though, 50s and 60s once again. Tuesday afternoon, down to 69 degrees potentially in Sydney and Alliance. We're talking about upper 70s to low 80s in central and eastern Nebraska. Low temperatures on Wednesday, 50s and 60s once again. And then high temperatures on Wednesday, climbing up into the upper 70s to low 80s. Certainly warming up just a little bit, but cooler for this time of year, much cooler than what we were expecting this week. Thursday low temperatures finally dropping down below average, 61 in Lincoln, upper 50s to low 60s overall, and then high temperatures on Thursday returning right into the 90s, warmest locations, southwestern Nebraska, up to 97 degrees. For your 7-day forecast, weather alert day on Monday for scattered severe thunderstorm potential. Storms are certainly possible on Tuesday and Wednesday as well, but those highs are certainly going to be comfortable compared to what we are expecting Thursday through next Sunday. 90 to 96 degrees. I think Friday and Saturday will certainly be our hottest days so far this year. We could start with that tomorrow and then break that as we go into Friday and Saturday. 95 to 96, maybe even warmer than that. Certainly going to feel like it's at least 100, if not over 100 degrees. And you know it's warm when our low temperatures struggle to drop down below 75 degrees. We could see that Saturday and Sunday morning. 10-day forecast with our maximum temperatures. Friday will likely be the hottest day across the state this week. 100 degrees now possible in McCook, Valentine, as well as out in North Platte. So 3 different areas that could see triple-digit temperatures. Look how close we could get, though, in multiple locations. Kearney, 99. Grand Island, 98. Norfolk, 98. We're going 96 here in Lincoln. Certainly could warm up. I had 95 yesterday, 96 today. Who knows? Brad might have pushing 97 tomorrow, and who knows what our afternoon forecast will hold. But 96 Friday and Saturday, and then cooling down, another cool down, maybe more significant cool down, Monday and Tuesday of the following week, so 82 to 79 degrees, but certainly 60s, 70s, and 80s possible Monday the 23rd and Tuesday the 24th before warming it back up again. Dew points will remain fairly humid overall, certainly looking to be the most humid on Friday, and it's coming at the worst time with those temperatures approaching 100 degrees, and we see dew points in the mid-70s. It is certainly going to feel like it's well over 100 degrees, but drier air does look to make its way into the area Monday and Tuesday, the 23rd and 24th, and then returning to humid conditions the 25th. So certainly cooler temperatures this week, then we'll return to hot temperatures, and then maybe another cool down as we get into the following week. Precipitation chances, Monday through Wednesday, best chances across the state. Certainly going to be dry, though, I think, Thursday through at least Sunday. So 4 days of pretty much dry weather across the state, and then another round of rain Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of, once again, the following week. 8 to 14-day temperature outlook. We're talking about above average temperatures continuing, but certainly shifting off to the south and east compared to yesterday in central, southern, and southeastern Nebraska. So certainly the potential is still there for 90s during this time frame, the 23rd through the 29th, and then near normal conditions for the rest of the state. Precipitation-wise, a little bit more above average rainfall moving into far eastern Nebraska, including possibly now the capital city between the same time frame. So certainly need the rain. June is one of our wettest months of the year. Certainly could use the moisture. We don't want the severe weather, but that is a possibility. Once again, though, as we go into the next couple of days, severe thunderstorm watch once again this evening in western Nebraska until midnight tonight. Severe thunderstorms possible tomorrow. That is the reason we have a weather alert day. Hot tomorrow, cooler Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we could see our warmest temperatures so far this year Friday and into next Saturday before another cool down arrives late next Sunday, and especially into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of the following week. So a lot of weather to talk about. Make sure to stay tuned to the forecast. 10-11 news at 10. I will have the updated numbers. I will have the updated forecast with a new Skycast. Hopefully we see a little bit more resolution, a little bit more confidence on where storms will be developing tomorrow and the timing of those. And then make sure to watch Brad Anderson tomorrow morning. He will be looking out for that weather alert day and continuing with its expectation for thunderstorms into the afternoon and evening hours. But for now, have a great evening, everyone. Stay hydrated. It's still warm out there this evening, and have a great night.